Welcome everybody to Trades of the Week with myself, Marcus de Maria, and Keith Sullivan. We are going to be sharing today what is the crypto, actually I bought it yesterday, that we believe is going to be the one for you to look at. Also, what is happening in the stock market with the fear-greed index changing. What does this all mean? And much, much more. Of course, our results at the end as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Now, talking of results, they have been pretty amazing over the last few years. So we have got for you a one-day training, and guess what? It is free. 22 years of my trading and experience compressed into one day, starting from 10 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock in the evening. It's a full day, and that's going to be held on Saturday, the 11th of June. So make sure you check out the links, either something popping up here or down below. But let's get started. All right, so Keith, so what is happening with, first of all, the Buffalo market?
Right, so in regards to the Buffalo market, we've had a couple of mixed results for this week. So our first one, as we showed last week, was Pfizer, where we moved our stop loss to 1%, and we've actually now been stopped out at a 1% profit.
Good.
So we've made money on Pfizer. We are looking at NABL, and unfortunately, and this just happens in the market triggered us in, and the next few days we've now been stopped out at a 1% loss.
This is probably the time when it's going to come all the way back down.
It's going to shoot all the way to the
bottom. That's the way it is. You do need to put your stop losses in place with the Buffalo.
100%. So there are two profits and loss, and what we've also done is Berry Corporation. We've been on a nice upwards trend. We've moved our stop loss now to 1%.
Okay.
So we've locked in 1% there. And Hanover Insurance Corp, we have now moved to break even as well. So we are moving stop losses to start locking in profits. But yeah, no, it's been a very interesting week.
Okay, what's happening in the markets?
So in regards to the market, still the kind of same messages are coming around. But what we've been seeing over the last week is we had non-farm payroll. And non-farm payroll basically just shows you how much jobs have been created in the US. And with non-farm payroll, they've actually created more jobs for people, which has caused a bit more confidence in the market. So this is where we've seen fear and greed go from extreme fear to now just being in fear. So are people now willing to actually reinvest into the market? Right now, we can't tell. Now, the other side of the coin, yes, it's positive that they've created new jobs, but the Federal Reserve are looking to wipe off 90 billion off their balance sheet per month with quantitative tightening. Now, it's the opposite side of what quantitative easing is, where they used to buy assets to boost the asset price, which then boosts consumer confidence and overall economy grows. Quantitative tightening is the opposite. They sell their assets, causing more fear, and consumer confidence decreases, which then shrinks the economy. So we could be seeing that there is a slight relief rally into the market. And if we have a look at our US 30, we have seen a bit more of an oscillation over the last few days. And this is because there's just a bit more of an uncertainty between buyers and sellers. Some investors think it's positive and they're buying into the market, but some investors are still seeing this as a negative bits of news that's coming out, so a bit more fear, so they're selling into the market, which is causing that balance.
Tell us what you think down below in the comments. Do you think that we might be heading into a recession, or are we in a recession?
That's a great point, and we won't know until end of quarter two. until quarter two is finished, we won't know. But talking about quarter two, actually, it's coming up to the end of the quarter in the US, and institutions and their balance sheet, they have to rebalance it. So they have a set quota for equities that they must hold. And as we've seen, they've been selling out. So there may be a purchasing over the next few weeks so they can meet their quota for that quarter. So we could see a short push up here.
So as usual, best thing to do is to make sure that we're long and short in the market. So let's have a look. What do we have for some new longs and some new shorts?
Perfect. So as Marcus said, we want to be hedged. So the first one we have is Interactive Brokers Corp, IBKR. Actually one quite big broker there. And with IBKR, we've seen a nice downwards trend where lows have been created, and it's currently sitting on our level of resistance. And I know Dennis would say we must wait for that red candle, and yesterday we have that red candle.
All right, so we're going to use a stop order in order to get us in, selling short there. Correct. With a nice 1-to-3 risk-reward ratio. Very good. And what uptrend do we have?
And then we've got Singer Corporation, CI, and once again a nice upwards trend. Markets making new highs, showing strengthening support. And we saw a massive red candle before the market shut on Friday, and then yesterday we've now seen a bit more of a reversal with the green candle. And as you said, a nice little risk to reward ratio as well there for 3-1. So
Very,
there
very
are
nice.
our two current positions.
Always make sure that you do your own research. We're going to show you at the end. We're going to show you the results of that. And also remember, just a quick nudge, do make sure that you're there. Bring as many of your family with you to learn together on Saturday the 11th. That's coming up this weekend. Why? Because a full day of training in order to show you these strategies. Okay? Now, let us go to our long-term investing strategy, which is slightly different here. I think we've got a good one here, but before we go on to that, let's have a look at some of our other positions.
So in regards to our VCAs, as we've seen, the market has been moving sideways the last few days, so we haven't really had any new orders being triggered, so we haven't really purchased. We're still sitting in some fundamentally strong companies. We're just waiting for the market to recover.
Which, by the way, we don't know how long that's going to take, right?
Of course.
I mean, we do. No, we don't. No one does. Well, Keith does. But no one does. No one does. Okay, that's why you need a strategy with rules. Very, very important indeed. Otherwise, the emotions are going to, like, what do I do? When do I get in? How much do I invest? Where do I get out with a loss? How do I get out with a profit? All of these things you need to know in advance.
Correct.
So do we have anything new then?
Yeah, so the one that we're looking at is Barrick Gold.
I'm pretty sure I'm already in Barrick Gold.
Yeah, I think we've been in Barrick Gold for a while.
Yeah.
And we have just been doing that rinse and repeat.
Right, so it's not a new one. It's, is it a new
Well, it's a brand new high being made. So
Okay.
some profits have now been taken. So we are now looking at a new high on the 8th of March, and we're down 20%. The reason we're buying Barrick Gold is, number one, it's dealing with gold, which is in commodity terms known as a safe haven for institutions. They like buying gold and silver in uncertain
We like
times.
that. Lunchtime Trader, good book. Well, I'm going to be teaching you all about it, and you can get to ask questions as well on Saturday.
And if we have a look at Barrick Gold, what we've got a good market cap, we've got good income. We are seeing a fairly valued company. We are good quick and current ratio, showing they're liquid and they're bringing more money in than money going out next 12 months. And a pretty decent return on assets, equity, and investment. So overall, we think it's a pretty strong company fundamentally.
Strong fundamentally, and it's at a discount right now as well, by minus 20% from a recent high. And, like you said, is this a hedge for what is about to come? It has been traditionally, so let's see. I'm pretty sure I already have a position in this one here. Okay, just so you know, it's a mining company that produces gold and copper with 16 operating sites in 13 countries. So, looking forward to that.
And they took a tiny bit of a hit. The reason that it has dropped down to the 20% is because of what's happening in Russia. They've got a couple of mines in Russia, and that's kind of affected them. But overall, they've got more around the world. So they've still got supply of gold and copper coming in.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the VCA news for this week.
Right now, and I'm sure you want to know what is happening with the crypto markets, okay? Because it's up and down and up and down. I mean, literally just going sideways. So let's see what is happening. Yeah,
so in regards to crypto, as you said, Marcus, we have been up and down, up and down. We're currently just oscillating sideways during this demand zone that we've seen previously, which has created the two all-time highs. So first of all, it's a bit of confidence here that this demand zone is holding up. So buyers are still looking to purchase at this price. And if we have a look on the weekly time frame, we can see that the market hasn't actually closed below. So the body of the candles haven't really closed below. So we could be seeing a push up. Now, the way that we would dictate that is once we start breaking this oscillation, so we have a level of resistance now being formed here.
I know what you're going to say. I know exactly what you're going to say. We might as well put Eamon in here right now. He's going to say, if it breaks this, it's going to go. I should have written this down and then showed it to you, because he's now going to say no. But if it breaks this, it's going to go up. But if it goes below that, it's going to go down.
Of course.
Yeah?
Here we go.
Okay.
Now, if it does break above this, it has the potential to go up. But it could just be also a fake breakout. Okay. So what we need to see is the higher highs and higher lows scenario being formed until we can confirm that this market is ready to show us a bit more bullish sentiment. We can't just say, yeah, it's broken this and now we're bullish.
Right. I can't sleep at night unless you draw the other one.
Okay. And then if it breaks lower, we're in the same scenario. We want to see two new lows being formed. And then, as we've said on previous trades of the week, we could be heading further down to around 25,000
Thank you.
mark.
I feel so much better.
Can you sleep now?
Well, probably. Well, I'd sleep much better if it went up. No, No emotion, Keith. No emotion. It doesn't matter when you have a strategy. But, you know, this is why it's so important that I do pay a lot of money to my mentors as well, is because, you know, even I need to hear again and again the things that I already know, you know, which is, look, this has happened 20 times before. Keep going, you know, just, you know, sometimes just, you know, if you really are worried about your position and you have a strategy, right, you need a strategy, sometimes just switch off, you know, enjoy a week off. You don't have to look all the time. Maybe take time off during some kind of a jubilee. By the way, did you have a good jubilee?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. Nice 4 days off. Well, I say off, but we done quite a lot. We went to a Gordon Ramsay restaurant, actually. Yeah,
what?
It wasn't too bad.
Seriously?
Yeah, it wasn't. It was
I want to. There's this cake. They had this competition for the cake, right? And there was this kind of a Jubilee trifle that they did with 8 layers and Swiss roll and everything, and it looked amazing. I want to create that. Let me know if any of you have created that below, because I'd be really, really jealous. Anyway, moving back to this.
So yeah, in regards to the crypto market, as we know, Bitcoin really dictates what the overall market is doing right now. So as Bitcoin is moving sideways, we're seeing a lot of the other coins move sideways. But there is positive news coming out around cryptocurrency still, even though price is not moving in the bullish direction.
I have to say, I did do a bit of buying yesterday, some of the altcoins. I did one of them we're just about to mention, which we think is one that has potential, which is great. Anything you want to talk about the markets in particular?
So there's not too much really for me to jump on in regards to the market. We are still seeing whales accumulating coins, which is good. But overall, I think we're in the same position. But do we have any really good news that we want to?
Good news. Snoop Dogg plans to open a Bored Ape NFT themed dessert experience. Is that good news?
Well, for Snoop Dogg, it would be.
Well, and for us, if there's that Jubilee cake in there. See how I mashed that together? But the rest of it, like 46,000 people have reported losing more than $1 billion to crypto scammers since the beginning of 2021. Please make sure that you do your research. Even Terra Luna caught us by surprise, right? So you know, and that is why 2 things: position sizing is really important, and the other, you know, how much money you put into. You know, some people put everything into Dogecoin or whatever, Shiba Inu or whatever. Actually, I bought some Doge the other day for the very first time.
First time.
Yeah. I did that for the very first time. I bought some Doge. A tiny little bit, like, you know, $500 worth, you know, a tiny little bit. But the other thing is diversification. That's why I bought some Doge, to diversify.
My favorite saying is, if you put all your eggs in one basket, what about if that basket has a hole? You lose all your eggs, right? So that's why you want to be diversified. Yeah, I just like that analogy, because losing your eggs is not fun. But yeah, crypto, we are still really oscillating sideways. We had no new entries except for one coin that we are looking to purchase, and this is our hottest coin of the week, and that is Chainlink, which I believe you bought the other day, no?
I did, yeah.
So with Chainlink, we're down 79%. Now, the reason we believe Chainlink is going to be a very strong coin in the future is there's something known as interoperability, causing the blockchains to talk to each other. Now, what Chainlink is really focusing on is taking real-world data and placing it onto the blockchain so it can be utilized. And I know you don't like the kind of the betting side, but think of it in regards to a betting analogy. If a company who allows people to bet on the blockchain, they need to get the real world data from football matches, for example. So they would need someone like Chainlink to take that data, code it, and then put it onto the blockchain so then they can utilize the data. And I know that is kind of extreme example, but you've also got medical notes that could be done. You can have supply chains that can be done as well. So it's just taking that data from the real world and placing it onto the blockchain so it can be utilized within crypto. And I think that's a really strong opportunity for us, especially in investment, with interoperability.
Interoperability, but not only that, please make sure that you do your own research, because you know, this is one of the big ones. It is in the top 10. However, you always do your own research.
Correct.
All right, very good. And you need a strategy. Very important indeed. Okay, so let's have a look then at the results.
Okay.
Ooh. Since August 2020, finally, the Buffalo's gone up a little bit. We are lagging a little bit behind on our 3% a month. Not much now. Now we're catching up a little bit. But so the Buffalo 63% on the total portfolio since August 2020. not too shabby. The VCF, of course, 1,025%, and that's on the money invested, depending on how many times you went in according to the strategy. But the cryptocurrency blows it out of the water, 1,510% of the money invested on our big cap CCA strategy, and on our small cap, where there's a little bit more risk, but more gains as well, 4,320% on money invested. Now that has actually come down a little bit, the one up there, because of the terror.
Yeah.
Okay, that used to be a little bit higher there. We had to take some off. So now, if you want these kind of results, especially we're talking about the stock market results, just remember, and this is a unique opportunity to have a whole day training with myself, 22 years of trading and investing experience put into from 10 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock in the evening. You get to ask me questions as well. It's totally free, so please make sure that you check out the link now and bring your family as well so that you can support each other. We have some family members where 12 family members are together supporting each other, and they're doing extremely well, as you can imagine. So go ahead and do that now. And if you like the video today, make sure you give us a like, and more importantly, subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on what Keith or Dennis or I are getting into and out of and use us as a springboard to do your own research. All right. So hopefully see you on Saturday. If not, see you next week.